Broadcasting, yeah. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pashye Makshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanubhi Vishema Devahi Yadayuhum Swasti na Indro Vruddhashavaah Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedaah Swasti nastarksho arishtanemihi swasti no bruhaspatirdhadatu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Dear devotees, in the first chapter, second canto, 12th sloka, more or less we had discussed in the previous class, which is very important. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayat nasti akrutah krutena tad vignanartham sa gurumeva bigachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. So here they said a brahmana should resort to renunciation after examining the worlds. He's saying, so whatever this world and the objects and the experiences and the pleasures obtained from this world, one has to examine. So once we examine what we understand, all of them are produced by the karma or by the actions. So rather, it is karma phala. It is the result of actions. Since it is the result of actions, it is a product. If anything is a product, according to the Advaita Vedanta, that means it has got a limited value or limited existence. Means if it is a product, it cannot exist at all times. So it has got a date of manufacture and it has got date of expiry. It has got limited in its existence. If it is limited, it is not eternal. And if it is not eternal, it cannot give the eternal bliss or whatever. So one has to understand this. Parikshalokan, karmachitan. Then after understanding, examining and understanding what he should do, nirvedamayat nasti akrutah krutena. He understands that akrutah krutena means this world is a mixture of opposites. By this, I cannot get the reality. My real nature is what? It is self. It is an eternal nature, that is Brahman or Atman or consciousness. So how much ever I struggle and I get or I achieve, whatever I achieve in this world, that all of them are limited. Through this, I will not be able to understand. I will not be able to achieve the eternality. That is what Brahman. So after getting convinced, tad vignanartham, to understand this, to experience and to verify the knowledge, to verify the experience, tad vignanartham, to know that sa gurumeva bigachet. Just then understanding this, the fatality, one cannot do self-examination and try to understand the self, who am I? In general, it is not possible. So the scriptures won't, encourage that idea. The scriptures say that you should go to the guru. You should approach a teacher and you should try to know then what is real, what is reality, what is that eternality, or what is that self or Brahman. How should you approach the guru? Samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. The gurus, who should be, who can be a guru, or what will be the trait or the characteristics of guru? Shrotriyam brahmanishtam. He should be established. He should be very deeply had a knowledge about the Brahman, and if possible, he should have experience of that. And Shrotriya means he has got enough knowledge about the scriptures, Veda or Vedanta, and he should be able to convey that. Many times people have got a good way of communication skill, but they are not well read, well informed. And some of the people are teachers, they are well informed, they have read well, they know things, but they are not able to convince or they're not able to convey to the people. Because art of speaking or teaching is speaking and teaching, etc., is an art. So Shrotyam Brahmanishtam means he should also know the things, and he should be able to put across, he should be able to convince, or he should be able to convey. Now, afterwards, interestingly, the Upanishads says about then what is the qualification of the Shishya. So this is what very, very important. Many times I say the terms and conditions apply. So the terms and conditions apply, we forget. That is the reason many of the time we don't get the desired results. I'm studying Vedanta and I'm trying to put into practice, I'm not able to achieve many things. Or rather, for an example, one more thing is meditation. Many of us, we are interested in meditation. We are trying to practice meditation, but we are not able to progress in meditation. We are not able to attain concentration. We are not able to go further in our meditation. Why? Maybe lack of preparation, lack of consistency, or lack of these terms and conditions apply. Now, to have a quality of meditation in our life, there are some terms and conditions that we don't, and we forget. Now, who is that Brahmana? Is not Jati Brahmana, or it is not a Karma Brahmana, is a Guna Brahmana. I have told in the previous class, I hope you remember. Who is that person? Who has got Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. By performing Karma Yoga, one who surrenders the fruits of action at the feet of the Lord, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Then the second is Prasada Buddhi. This is Prasada Buddhi. Prasada Bhavana is also very, very important. Now, the world or the life is a mixture of opposites. How much ever I struggle, how much ever I work hard, sometimes I get positive results, sometimes I get failures, sometimes I get success, and sometimes I get failure. So whenever I get success or failure, can I accept it in equal mindset, equanimous mind or equanimity? That is what called prasada buddhi. Accepting the good and bad, right and wrong, success and failure in the equal mindset. That is what called prasada buddhi. So one who has got Ishvararpana buddhi and prasada buddhi by doing upasana and by doing karma yoga, he is called Brahmana. So indirectly, the Upanishad is telling that he should have a mental purification and he should have quite a good amount of refinement in character, refinement in personality. He should have enough amount of concentration. Such person should come to study Vedanta. Or in other words, in a technical language, the Vedanta is asking one has to have the 4 prerequisites. Sadhana chatushtaya sampattihi. What is that? First is discrimination. Nityanitya vastu viveka. Then the second is iha amutra palabhogadi viraga, dispassion. I don't want any enjoyments either in this world or in any other worlds. Then discipline. Shamadamadi Shatka Sampatti. Shamadama, like that, 6 disciplines are there. One has to well establish in that. 4th is Mumukshatva, intense desire for liberation. One who has got these 4 prerequisites, he is a fit student for studying Vedanta or to study Vedanta. Now, Tasmai sa vidvan upasannaya samyak prashanta chittaya shamanvitaya enaksharam purusham veda satyam provachatam tattvato brahma vidyam. To him who has approached duly, whose heart is calm and whose outer organs are under control, that man of enlightenment should adequately impart that knowledge of Brahman by which one realizes the true and imperishable Purusha. Now here, in the previous verse, if you remember, qualities or qualification of Guru was mentioned. And how students should approach Guru is been told. Samit Pani. So there you should take some gifts to the Guru and you should approach the Guru with reverence, with respect, not in the sense of challenging him or examining him or just time pass. No. With all respect and reverence, one should approach Guru. That in what attitude one should approach Guru was told. Now here, what are the qualities or qualifications of the student is also prescribed. Guru should be Shrotriya, Brahmanishta. Now, what are the qualities of the student? And if such qualities are there in a student, and if such a student approaches a Guru, what should Guru do? What should Guru is Guru's function or Guru's duty is? These two things has been beautifully discussed or described in this present verse. Now you should remember this Mundaka Upanishad started with a question from the Shishya called Shaunaka. He's a Mahashala, a great householder. And he asked, Kasminno Bhagavo Vignate Sano Vidam Vignatam Bhavati iti. He asked Guru called Angirasa. That's how the whole Mundaka Upanishad has been started. Now, Aparavidya, we were discussing. Here, Aparavidya means it is something to do with the karma, with the action, and with the upasana. When sincere disciple approaches Guru, he should not turn away. If any sincere disciple approaches Guru to get instructions, then the Guru's duty is supposed to give instructions, supposed to teach him, supposed to share his knowledge. He is not supposed to say that I am busy, I cannot do, or I will not do. But the consistent study, consistent effort is mostly essential in this, in the pursuit of the knowledge, in the pursuit of the truth. That is very, very important. That's why it is called Gnana program or spiritual education program, we can say, Gnana Yagna. So not one day attending Satsanga or attending Mundaka Upanishad class. You should attend class regularly, consistently, as much as possible. Then only will be able to understand. Then what is the Shishya's qualification here? The Shishya's qualification is Shama and Dama. So what is this Shama and Dama? It is mind, control of mind and control of sense organs. One who has got a control of mind, one who has got control of sense organ, he is a fit person to study Vedanta or to approach Vedanta. And it also includes who has got a desire for liberation and who has told enough of this world and worldly things. That's what has been told very clearly. Prashanta Chittaya, Shamanvitaya. Prashanta Chittaya, whose heart is calm, means that is nothing but Shama. And means your heart means mind actually. Shamanvitaya means whose senses are under his control. When your mind and senses are under your control, that means what? You will have a steady intellect, steady understanding. Your pursuit can be better. Many of us, we think, oh, what I should do, what I should not do. I should do this, I should not do this. Everything we think, we decide. But most of the time, either we don't start or we start and afterwards we stop. And in between, so many times we are losing and we are facing the failures. Why? Because we are not able to control our mind. We are not able to control our sense organs. That is the reason we are not able to go further. So if one has to have the success in the life, he should have a control over mind, control over sense organs. This is what I mean. Terms and conditions apply. In the spiritual life, if any one of us we have to progress, then it is very clearly told that one should have a control over senses, control over mind, one should have a discrimination, and one should have intense desire for liberation or for experience of the God or experience of the self. For such a person, what happens? Then the spiritual progress becomes easy or it becomes quicker. Otherwise, it is difficult. When the road is nice, when it doesn't have any bumpers, speed breakers, it doesn't have any pitfalls, or it doesn't have any other obstructions, then obviously your travel will be smooth. You can go fast. Now, in between, there are turns, there are speed breakers, there are pitfalls, and there are so many obstructions. How much or you may be traveling in a Tesla vehicle, you may be traveling in a Benz or any other advanced vehicle, best vehicle you may be having, but still your speed cannot go further very much good, in a good way. Why? Because there are obstructions in the road. So many desires, so many of our wrong attitudes, laziness, and we are unable to control our mind, control our thoughts, control our actions, control our sense organs. All of them are different obstructions in our spiritual life. Now, this ends first chapter, second canto. Now, the second Mundaka, second chapter, first canto, from then onwards, this one or two cantos, this is the middle of the Mundaka Upanishad. This is very, very important. And the essence of the Upanishads and the heart of the Mundaka Upanishad has been in this second chapter, one or two cantos. Let us try to understand now. Tadetat satyam yatha sudiptat pavakad vispulingaha sahasrasha prabhavante sarupaha तथा अक्षरद्विविधाः तथाक्षराद्विविधाः सौम्यभावाः प्रजायन्ते तत्र चैवापि यान्ति. That thing that is such is true. As from a fire fully ablaze, fly off sparks in their thousands that are akin to the fire. Similarly, O good-looking one, from the imperishable originate different kinds of creatures, and into it again they emerge. Now here, very important for me is Soumya, Soumya Bhavaha. Oh, good-looking one. Oh, good student. The Guru is addressing the student that, oh, good student. So I am also supposed to tell now, oh, good students. So I'm appreciating all of you because of your consistency or interested in Vedanta or whatever, so that you will attend my class regularly. In the lighter side. Now, before getting into that, I would like to mention what really Advaita Vedanta speaks. As it is attributed to Adi Shankaracharya, they say, Shlokardena pravukshami yaduktam grantakotibihi brahmasatya jaganmitya jivo brahmaiva napara. So after writing so many books or scriptural texts, someone asked, dear sir or revered sir, we don't have so much time to study all these things. So can you give in a nutshell, a shortcut method? Can you give in a gist form or in a one shloka form, 2 lines, can you give? Then Adi Shankaracharya said, Are, why you want me to give in 2 lines? I will give in half line, half shloka, means in 1 line. Shlokardena pravakshami. Let me tell in a half shloka, in 1 line, Yaduktam Grantakotapi, which describes crores of scriptures, means thousands of scriptures. What is that? Brahma Satya, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. The Brahman alone is really existent, or Brahman alone is true. Jagat Mithya. The world of matter, or the world, empirical world, or any other worlds, they are seemingly existent. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Essentially, there is no difference between individual self and the supreme self. This is what the gist of Advaita Vedanta. So this has been again told in this Upanishad. Now, Adhikari, I was saying that student is been classified into 3 groups actually. Manda Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Uttama Adhikari. Manda Adhikari is a beginner who has got little interest in spirituality or in studying Advaita Vedanta or in devotion or whatever, but still his mind, unfortunately, still his mind is craving for world and worldly enjoyments or whatever. So if such a person attends Bhagavad Gita class, if such a person attends Gita, studies Gita, studies Vedanta, understand Vedanta, what happens? This question can come for many of us. So the scriptures say that he will get punyam. So studying Vedas and studying Vedanta, studying Bhagavad Gita is also a meritorious act, pious act. It is considered on account of scriptures. That is why in Gita Jayanti time, Gita chantings they do. And in Shankaracharya Jayanti time, they do Bhashya Parayana. And Hanuman Jayanti time, Sundarakanda Parayana they do. Like Ramayana Parayana, Bhagavata Parayana, Devi Bhagavata Parayana, and all they do. They may not understand the meaning, but still they do. Why? Because they get punya. So similarly, Vedanta Shravana, if you do, and if you're a Manda Adhikari, you will get Punya. And some better understanding you will get. If he's a Madhyama Adhikari, is interested in God and as well as is interested in the world also, like 50-50. If is a Madhyama Adhikari, if such a person is there, he gets Gnana Yogyata Prapti. Gnana Yogyata Prapti means one who becomes eligible to study Vedanta, to study, to listen, hear, understand Vedanta. Uttama Adhikari, one who is already has got 4 prerequisites, sadhana chatushta sampatti, who has got, and who wants self and self alone, who want God, who wishes or who wants God and God alone. Such a person, when he approaches Guru and when he gets Vedanta Upadesha, what does he get? He gets moksha. Either you can say Jivan Mukti or Videha Mukti. Anyhow, now after that, before getting into the sloka, two things I want to tell. Now, Karanam and Karyam. If you remember my first chapter discussions, Karanam and Karyam we were discussing. For example, Karana, if you say gold, and Karya is what? Golden ornaments, or clay, or the earthenware, wood and wooden furnitures. All these things, if you remember, this Karana was only Eka. Karana is only one. Karyam, Anekani. There were many. Then the content, which is real, the content, Sara, is what? The Brahman or the gold actually. Then Asaram, which has got a borrowed existence, which doesn't have its own content, is what? Karya. That is what? Golden ornaments or earthenware. So Ekam, Saram and Nityam. Nityam is eternal. That was existing at past, that is existing at present, that will be existing at future. So this is what called Nitya. Trikala Abhadita Satya. This is what Nitya. And Karanam is Nitya. And whereas Karyam is Anitya, or it is also as Mithya. So I think one more is Satyam. Satyam is also means independent existence. Now, gold can exist independently, but golden instruments cannot exist independently. Without golden instruments, they cease to exist. So, Ekam, Saram, Nityam, Satyam. So, ESNS, you can remember ESNS. In short form, you can remember ESNS or essence. So, that is what Karanam, that is what Brahman actually. Now, tad etat satyam, that sloka. Tad etat means what? Tad etat means it is referring to Brahman. Then tad etat satyam means Brahman alone is true, Brahman alone is real. Why? Because Brahman is ekam, Brahman is only one. Brahman is nityam, it is eternal. Brahman is satyam, it is independent existence. Brahman is saram, Brahman is the content. So you can remember gold. Ekam, Nityam, Saram, Satyam, then you'll be able to understand that. That is what. And for example, one more example I can give is movie. Now, multiplex movies and all are there. It seems I have not gone, so I do not know. So I am giving an example of the old film theaters, where in the cities or in the towns we used to go. There used to be, when you go, before the beginning of the movie, there's a white big screen, wide screen. Then after, when the film starts, there used to, we hear some sound and color used to come, color light, that through the projector they used to project the film, and film was projected on the screen and we used to watch. Now 2 hours or 3 hours we watched the movie. There were so many things. There was a heavy rain, there were floods, there was a fire accident, that whole city got burnt, people were killed. So the art of what do you say, blood was spilled over there, and a lot of forests you saw, cities you saw, so many things we saw. And so many people came, went, and we all moved. Sometimes we were happy, sometimes we were morose, sometimes we were anger because of the villain's nature and etc. Now the whole movie got over. Now the projector got off. Then you see, before starting the movie, however the screen was, during the projection, so many things came and all. We were also moved and as if we also thought real and we were also carried over by the movie. Now, once the movie got over, now you see the screen is the same screen. Whatever you saw before the commencement of the movie, now you see it is the same screen. There is no change in the screen at all. But then so many characters came and went. So many happenings happened. So many accidents happened. Rain came, fire accident, so many things. But the screen was unchanged. The screen was, there was no change in screen at all. So this is what called Brahman. That is our real nature. This is what Tadetsat Satyam. Why it is called Satya? Because it is unchanging. It is immutable. That is what called Avyaya. So that is what Satyam, Satyam, Satyam we say. And why Jagat is Mithya? Because it's continuously changing and it doesn't have its own existence. And it is not eternal also because it is always product. The world is a product. If it is a product, it has got date of manufacture and date of expiry also. Now, Aksharad Vividaha Bhavaha Prajayante. Aksharad. Aksharad means here it is Brahman. Again, if you remember the first chapter, first section, there we remember, if you remember, the Brahman was used. Brahman has got different names. Here Brahman is used. The Brahman is referred by the name Akshara. So that's why again he is saying Aksharat. From Akshara, Vividaha, different, Bhavaha, Prajayante. Here Bhava means in Kannada Bhava, it is actually mood. Here it is Bhavaha means different beings. So from Akshara, that is from imperishable, that is what Brahman or consciousness, or you can say God or Ishvara. Vividaha Bhavaha Prajayante. Different beings are emerged. Different beings are raised. Different beings come out. What does it mean? Different beings means what? Different type of beings. One is highly evolved human being. So human being is a multicellular and it is a highly evolved human being. He's a highly evolved being. So he is also coming out from this Akshara. Then there are partially evolved beings like called animals, maybe reptiles or mammals. So they are also coming from Akshara only. Then rudimentary living beings like worms and insects and plants, all of them have come from this Akshara. So all sentient things has come from this Akshara, which also includes insentient things like rock or minerals or whatever you say. All in sentient and insentient things has been emerged from the Brahman. Means Brahman or Ishvara is what the Karana, and the Jagat and Jivas, different type of Jivas and different types of sentient and insentient beings, which are called Karya. All of them have been emerged from the Brahman. That we have to understand. That is called Prajayante. They have been emerged. So they have been created, they have been projected, they have been emerged from the Brahman. Hey Soumya, oh pleasing one, means you are a good looking one physically, means you have got a good nature because of interest in studying Vedanta, interested in knowing the self. So your good looking one means what? Good character, personality, good student, good natured ones. Apiyanti, they merge also. Now, Aksharat Vividaha Bhava Prajayante. They are being born, they have been created, they have been projected from the Aksharat. Fine. When they get dissolved, when they get destroyed, when they get dissolved, where do they go and merge? They will go and dissolve, they will go and merge in the Aksharam only, in the Brahman only. From Brahman they came out, and from Brahman again they go back. For example, sugar dolls, sugar sweets, in a Sankranti time in southern part of India. By using sugar, we make different type of things like in a lamp we make, some bird we make, human being or elephant or whatever. We make from sugar. So from sugar it has come. Then again you put into water or whatever, again it goes back to sugar. From sugar, the sugar sweet came, the sugar doll. And again, if you dissolve, then again it becomes sugar. Like golden instruments. Now you bought a lump of gold, you gave the goldsmith and you gave an order of different instruments, maybe necklace, earring, nose ring, then ring, all these things. He created all different type of ornaments. And after some time you felt no, or you, because you need some money, then you went again, you went and sold the goldsmith, or you said you again, you convert into a lump of gold, like just like earlier. Then again he converts everything, he gives a lump of gold. From lump of gold, all the ornaments were emerged, were produced, were created. Again, when it goes back, what happens? Again, the name and form, Nama and Rupa ceases to exist, but again it gets converted into gold alone. So gold alone is real. These objects, whatever the different type of ornaments we say, we have got different type of ornaments because they have got different forms, because of the forms, because in utility we have given different names, but this name and form is what? It is an appearance. It is not real. Gold alone is real. That appearance, that nama and rupa is what we call maya and karya. So Brahman is appearing as so many jivas. Brahman is appearing as this world. So this is only appearance. That is what called we maya. And here actually tatastha rupa lakshana we say. I mean tatastha rupa. This is bit, I'm going bit deep. When you read Brahma Sutra and all, all these things are discussed in detail. So what is Brahman? If you ask, what is Brahman has been explained by Advaita Vedanta or by scriptures in two forms. One is Tatastha Lakshana, the other is Swarupa Lakshana. What does it mean? I will explain for an example. Now, who am I? Okay, I am Brahman, you can say from the Vedanta point of view, or in the mundane point of view, I am a human being. Just I am a human being, or I am a Swami Shantivratananda, that's all I can say. Now, I can also say, I am Swami Shantivratananda, I am a monk of the Ramakrishna mission, and presently I am living in the Dublin, I am heading this Ramakrishna Vedanta Center and whatnot. So I, just as a Swami Shantivratananda, I told I as a Swami Shantivratananda, that's all. And now I am giving some reference. I am the monk of Ramakrishna Mission. I am heading the Dublin Ramakrishna Vedanta Center and etc. So I am giving some upadhis. Giving some upadhis, I am trying to describe who I am. One is a person as a nature, as a person just explaining is called Swarupa Lakshana. I mean, explaining the Brahman in its nature, that's Satchitananda or whatever. Similarly, I am son of so-and-so, I am wife of so-and-so, I am husband of so-and-so, I am the CEO of some company, I am employee of some company, I belong to such religion, I belong to such country, I belong to that such state. So with reference points, I can also describe a person. That is called Tatastha Lakshana. Now, what is the Swarupa Lakshana of Brahman? The Swarupa Lakshana of the Brahman is what? Satchit Ananda. And it is one more, one can be added, is Ananta. Sat is pure awareness. Chit is, Sat is pure existence. Chit is pure awareness. Ananda is pure bliss. Ananta is eternal, which is not limited. This is what Swarupa Lakshana of Brahman. Then there is also another way of explanation of Brahman. What is Brahman is what? That is Tatastha Lakshana. Relational definition we say. That is, the Brahman is the root cause, or the Brahman is the Karana for the world. The world and the living beings and the sentient, insentient things, everything has been emerged from the Brahman. This is what called relational definition. That is what called Tatastha Lakshana. Yes. Now, what is then Maya? Maya means Avyakruta Nama and Rupa. Unmanifested name and form. Now, golden earring, we say. Golden earring name, and golden earring has got particular shape. That shape and name was already existed. Means basically, the golden earring was existed in the gold already in unmanifested state. Goldsmith, he brought out, he gave a particular shape and which we call gold ring. Means that name and form, it was already existed in the gold in an unmanifested form. That is what called Avyakruta Nama and Rupa, which is nothing but Maya. So when you go detail and when you go deep in the study of Vedanta, you'll be able to understand all these things. And interestingly, as Pranam Chattopadhyay was saying, that if I ask that already we have discussed the Swarupa Lakshana of the Brahman in the first chapter, in the first canto, can any one of you tell then definitely it is maybe very difficult. If you remember the sloka, yat tad adreshyam agrahyam agotram avarnam achakshushrotram tad apanipadam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam tadavyayam yad bhuta yonim paripashyanti dhiraha. In the first chapter, first canto, I think sixth sloka, we discussed this. So that was the Swarupa Lakshana example. So now in the second chapter, first canto, first sloka, so the author is trying to explain the Tatastha Lakshana of the Brahman, means the whole world and its objects and every being has been emerged, has come out from the Karana, that is called Akshara or imperishable or the Brahman. Now, in the second sloka, the Swarupa Lakshana is told or narrated. Divyo hi amurtah purusha sabhaya bhantaro hi achaha haprano hi amanaha shubro hi achakshara aksharat paratah paraha. The Purusha is transcendental in nature, since he is formless, and since he is coextensive with all that is eternal, external and internal, and since he is birthless, and therefore is without vital force and without mind, he is pure and superior to other superior imperishable, that is what? Maya. Now, Divyo hi amurtaha purusha. Purusha, that is what? Again, Akshara or Purusha or Brahman, Ishvara. Divyaha. Divyaha means it is transcendental. He amurtaha. It doesn't have any form. Brahman doesn't have any form at all. It is formless because it is not an object at all. Since it is not an object, how it can form? So it has no time. It is not 3D. It doesn't bound by any time and space because it has not no form. So it is not bound by time and space causation. He amurtaha purushaha sabaya bentaraha he ajaha. And it exists everywhere. For example, if you see in the sugar doll, where does sugar exist? Sugar exists inside the sweet and outside of the sweet also. So similarly, this Brahman is existing in this world, inside the world and outside the world. Means Brahman is all pervasive. Brahman is all pervasive. Just to make us understand, they are using this simile that he is inside and is outside also. Sabhaya Bantarha, he ajaha, he is birthless. He doesn't have any birth. Then if I as a Brahman, then if I am, because I have got a birth, such and such a, then how can you say? The Brahman has not taken the birth. The Sukshma Sharira, the embodied soul, is only has taken birth. So the Brahman cannot take any birth at all. Ajaha. Hapranaha. No birth and it doesn't have any prana. Then I have got prana. It is this prana belongs to again Sukshma Sharira. Again, if you remember Tattva Bodha and Drupdrishya Viveka or Aproksha Anubhuti, we have discussed about 3 types of Shariras. What is that Sukshma Sharira contains? Pancha Prana, Pancha Gnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, and Antakarna. Mano, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. All 19 together, subtle body, isn't it? So this prana belongs to subtle body. So Atman is not even prana. He amanaha. Amanaha. So it doesn't have any mind at all. It doesn't have any vital force. It doesn't have any mind. Shubhraha. It is pure, crystal clear. It is crystal pure. It doesn't have any taint. It doesn't have any sin. It doesn't have any black dot at all. He aksharat paratah paraha. It is superior than imperishable. Means it is superior to Maya. Means it is the Swarupa Lakshana of the Brahman, Swarupa Lakshana of the Purusha, Swarupa Lakshana of the Akshara has been discussed, has been narrated, has been explained in this second verse. So these are the slokas which are to be meditated, which are very contemplative slokas meant for contemplation. We have to take each word, we have to understand the meaning, and we have to keep on thinking, keep on thinking, keep on meditating. Then different shades of understanding, different layers of understanding, we get it. Once we will get more and more solid understanding. Once these understandings get solidified, then what happens? Situations will not shake us. Just for an example, I can give an example. I think just previous week we had a Sadashiva Brahmendra's birthday. Sadashiva Brahmendra is a great Advaitic saint who was born in southern part of India. The Sadashiva Brahmendra, once he was sitting in a meditation. He was a very advanced person, and he went to Samadhi. He went to Samadhi and he was sitting on the bank of Kaveri river and he was meditating and he went to Samadhi. Unfortunately, at that time, there were heavy rains. Heavy rains and Kaveri river was overflowing so that he was also washed away. He washed away and somewhere in between, somewhere his body got struck and a lot of soil came and a lot of soil covered also. Then after a few days, the rain got stopped, floods got stopped, and things came normal. And a person wanted some sand to build a house or for some construction purpose. Because his village was near the bank of Kaveri, so he wanted to go and fetch the sand. Because in those days, there were no rules, regulations like present day we are having in India. So he went and he was just fetching the sand. And while using a spade, after some time, suddenly he felt there is something soft object and his spade is getting blood. He got little, he got tensed. Then slowly he opened the sand and he says, a person is there, just he's unconscious. Then he felt bad and it was unknowingly there was a break and almost like head was open. It was a big injury and profusely blood was bleeding. This fellow, he tried to stop, he couldn't, but anyhow, he cleaned all that sand and he sprinkled some water and he tried to do some first aid and Sadashiva Brahmendra came into consciousness. Then the villager was felt very, tensed, unhappy, and he asked sorry, he asked pardon. Sorry, I didn't know you were hidden in the sand. That's the reason this happened. Sorry, sorry. Like that, he was trying to pacify him, trying to, apologize and all. But Sadashiva Brahmendra didn't hear anything. Simply he got up and simply started moving. There's a profusely blood is going, but he's not aware of it. Just with a smiling face, he got up and he went away because he had lost that, body consciousness. So things may not change in the world. I always keep change. People may not change in the world. Things may not change in the world. Difficulties may come and go. Loss and success, happiness, unhappiness, all these things are bound to come and bound to go. But I can be living unperturbed. It is not like a rock. It is not like insensitivity. Rather, it is a transcending. Generally, we try to avoid. You cannot avoid most of the time. And sometimes we don't want, but still it comes. And we accept or sometimes we complain and etc. So what I'm saying that when you get established more and more in Advaita Vedanta, you will get transcended. World will not change. Again, I'm saying you. People will not change in and around you, but you will change. Means you will be unperturbed. You don't give any botheration. Just for an example, when we were small, we would have quarreled for a toy. No, I want black color only, or I want white color only. Now we have grown up, and same situation we see. Two children are playing and fighting for that toy as if the whole world is in the toy. And we see at it and we laugh at it. There's no change in the toy, qualitatively or quantitatively, but our understanding about the toy and the value for toy has changed. That's why we don't give much importance. Either it's a blue or black, it doesn't make much sense. And this whole world is just like a toy. But we feel that it has got a lot of importance because of ignorance or because of our desires or whatever. The more and more our understanding becomes better, gets crystallized, and we get convinced the Brahman alone is real, others are appearance, or it is just mithya, it is just name and form or whatever. The more and more you get convinced, then the world will not disturb you, things will not disturb you, situations will not disturb you. You may be living in the family, you may be continuing your work, you can do all of them in a still better way, but still internally you will not get disturbed, you will not get perturbed. That is the greatness of Vedanta or Advaita Vedanta. All Advaita Vedantins were greatest karma yogis. They did lot, not only for their family. if not all, many of them, they did so much to the society. They worked very hard for the upliftment of the country or society or whatever, but internally they were undisturbed. That's why Vedanta doesn't ask you to renounce the world. Advaita Vedanta asks you to renounce the worldliness. Renouncing the worldliness, renouncing the attachment to the world and to the people, he has to be shunned off. Then this needs some more understanding and some more background for the second verse, which is of Swarupa Lakshana. By the God's grace, let us try to understand next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.